Gambit versus MIBR. It is going to go down on Inferno. Overpass should we require. Train the third. Chad Burchill, the smart man. I'm Machine.
Aggression out the gate.
And they are straight down mid. SHZ looking to receive. He does receive. Led straight to the face. More duking it out in second mid. Peppered by Axile. It's Bolts that keeps it competitive for the T side. He needed that, and he's actually nearly finished off Inters. He should be going down. Finished off nicely. Body shots are there, but not stopping. Hobbit wants to trade and finds it with aggression. Bolts has to react. More bloodshed. No one's fallen. Bolts at 50%, and Hobbit trying to maintain control of the potential for B. He's standing offensively for the defense. He is going to get overwhelmed. Oh. He just hits his headshots. Hobbit, both. 3 in the round, and Gambit tested in the end there. Bolt's the one to keep it competitive.
Well, they're fighting fire with fire. You heard from Hobbit in that little interview piece there saying they're expecting aggression. They're the ones to throw it straight at MIBR here to kick off the series. Down mid, Hobbit dealing with Banana, and simple as you like. Nafany's going to be getting fired up. Now, I think the biggest problem for MIBR here is the fact that Gambit, after winning IEM Katowice, went into a snow-sweet snow and lost to Copenhagen Flames.
You mean after beating like all of the top 5 on the way to winning the largest tournament of the year?
Yeah. That right there is going to humble anybody, and I think for Gambit that'll fire them up, make them refocus for the Pro League.
And Hobbit said himself in the interview, you know, that win helped us believe as a team, as a unit, that anything was possible. And so, you know, yes, those beliefs combined with the humility of losing to Copenhagen Flames straight after winning Katowice, I think you're right. I think that is a potent recipe for success and for some consistency out of Gambit.
I have a question with the Brazilians while we have them on screen here. Obviously, this is primarily an eco. It's just Bolts with that Deagle. He's already been burnt down to 50 HP at logs. But for this MIBR roster, they've been in Europe basically all year, right? So we're in 2021. We've got them traveling on over. They have to play here to compete. Are we still considering them to be playing Brazilian CS? It's going to be a good question to ask.
True. As time passes, I'm sure that they will adapt in the same way we saw the Aussies do. They often have a little bit more of their own flavor. Furia have maintained their flavor. Yeah,
that's true. Well, I think Art's a different beast.
Okay, fair
really,
play. I mean, maybe that's not Brazilian, that's just Art.
Junior in the mix made it messy too.
Yeah, I got Frankie actually just messaging in with some extra insight that's relevant. She said that there was an answer from Hobbit that wasn't actually in the video. He said they underestimated the Copenhagen Flames during Sweet Snow, and they lost because A, they didn't prep, and B, they were feeling too chill post-IEM. So your suspicions have been corrected.
Both things here, I think, will not be the case. 3 players here for Gambit to deal with this last second eco push. 20 seconds left on the clock, and into the blender they run. They should be getting mowed down any second.
Just kill me, kill me.
It's like they want the kills. They also want to die, as Hobbit's going to pick up even more frags there. 7 to his name now. And yeah, with MIBR, since they've been in Europe, was just taking a little bit of a look at the stats to see who's at the top, who's performing the best, because they played in Snow Sweet Snow, they were in IEM Katowice, they played in the Blast Premier Spring Groups and CS Summit 7. So they've played a lot of European tournaments since they've been over here, MIBR. Cello is actually the highest rated player. The desk was talking about him and Bolts, 2 of the more notable names. The interesting thing with Cello being the highest rated player for MIBR is he has a negative in terms of his KD. He's still the highest rated player. So normally, you have Simple with like, you see the plus and the green number next to his name. Same with Zaiwu, same with that. These guys, obviously, they don't have anybody with like a 1.4 rating. But it's interesting to see that Cello's in the mix, which telling me he's probably been playing a little bit more aggressive than what he's known for.
Certainly. I do think that those stats are always so ridiculous to take a look at. When you look at Zaiwu, the amount of more kills than deaths he has, it's like in the plus 6,000 region now. It's madness. So it's AKs against FAMAS and MP9s. If anyone's newer to Counter-Strike, you may not be aware of just how much more MIBR should have an advantage into this one. It's going to come down to the CTs and their utility, positioning, and, well, I would say early aggressions. We haven't seen anything just yet.
The positioning, though, is bang on. Look at this. They're really locking down top mid. 3 players focused there now, and Axiel, he's moving on over. They want to pincer mid with his lower weapons and all the utility, just bottleneck MIBR, and throw some nades right onto Cello's toes, down to 66.
That's perfect. FAMAS and MP9 both grateful for any initial damage from the utility. Will soften them up for the go. Bombs T-steps near the Vespa, hanging out. And that was an attempt to try and steal away a man advantage. Utility pulled out of the CTs, but looks like Nafany's on his way towards the support of Hobbit. Bomb retrieved, and it seems MIBR are on the way. Hobbit prepares, swings out, info, and what is he doing? How is he so brave? How does he not go down? Takes his time. Supportive flashes for the repeak. He confirms it likely is B. Util floods in. They're boosting, though. Shiro, good opportunity. No one's checking the boost in 2021. 3-on-3. Dust will settle for a moment. Bomb likely to be planted. The smoke will fade. Hobbit Racer fire through. SHZ should be set up for success here.
Intus has a big bag of utility for this retake. Molly's towards back of sight, smoke towards banana. Flashes could be good.
You're right. There's the smoke. Throws out nicely. That will pop and lock out bolts, responsible for banana as it stands.
There's the molly.
Yeah, the Flames aren't going to force any fights with the flash. He's so blind. Can't control his spray. It's Cello that provides.
Oh, Hobbit.
Yeah, made a bit of a meal of that one. Intus now can do a lot of financial damage. Keep them on the site. They're so low. Hobbit will have communicated that, and it's not to be. The three of them will get away with their AKs and the round.
Yeah, felt a bit janky there in a couple of moments there for Gambit. You could see how long that Hobbit was allowed to fight. It felt like he was alive for a lot longer than it was due. Good round here from MIBR, just taking it slow, dealing with that early mid aggression coming out from Gambit for those info peaks and closing the round down. So can't argue with that. 3 survive, bomb goes down, money, they've got plenty of it, and Gambit, okay, here we go. This is the hijinks we're expecting. AWP for Shiro, everybody else on a pistol upgrade or eco, so let's check this one out.
Oh, it's so CIS, it hurts. Oh, and a really good opportunity. You went, no.
He was thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't repeat.
It.
This isn't the lifestyle we live. And is that a mana war? I haven't seen that skin in forever. Wait, I can't tell.
I think you're right.
I think I'm right.
Yeah, he's in the shadow right now.
Ancient skin there, and a butterfly knife. A man of culture, a man of taste, Shiro. And a very impressive AWPing presence on Gambit. You saw him really take over during Katowice. I'd be interested to see if he can turn this round around, considering his teammates have got nothing more than sidearms.
Well, they're keeping him moving right now, so he's taken one shot towards short. Now he's posturing up towards B. He's actually going to be smoked off. Won't be able to see anything, and it's all a bit of a ruse. We can see on the radar, MIBR, they want nothing to do with Banana and the B bomb site right now. They're
brave. I mean, the fact you've heard the AWP short.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? This is the mind games of Counter-Strike. It's a little bit like if you're playing scissors, paper, rock against someone and you know that they tend to start with scissors or whatever. Well, in this situation, if you know that the AWP started over towards A, he might not hang around because he wants to force you into a different area of the map. Well, he rotated away.
It is just mind games. It really is. So smokes will bloom, and it seems that Gambit will plant their feet. So the most likely outcome is that we can all just take a nice 30-second breather. You can go grab your snacks, and we're about to witness Inter's shoot at people with a P250.
Unless they don't clear him and he kills the planter with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way.
That's the only way.
That's the only way. And I assume they're going to do their due diligence. They'll be checking over graveyards. Here we go. Time is sensitive. If they don't check him, it's awkward. And he has been found.
10 seconds.
Need to knock him off. Hang on, if he plants default. Oh, Nafany! He can deny it! He's got him off the bomb! And oh dear, they're going to win!
Just live!
They're going to win! I can't believe it! No way!
Okay. Here's a fun tip for everybody playing at home. Late round Counter-Strike.
Oh no, MIBR. I'm actually feeling embarrassed for you.
You know just from playing from me, don't plant default late.
No, you do. Chad would be shouting at me right now.
I would be yelling at you.
He would.
Don't plant default late.
Oh no, oh, that is agonizing. Oh, they can't. Oh,
he just got what he wanted for Christmas. He's working on. Mum's gone. You know the PlayStation 5?
Yeah,
You got it?
I got it.
I got it.
I got it for retail as well, not resale.
Mum.
Wow, that is something. MIBR desperately trying to get their confidence back in. They've just been pantsed in the center of the schoolyard. It's not cool.
Where's the pause?
Everyone's laughing.
Let's just take a breath, boys, shall we?
Oh dear.
That was one upgraded pistol.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And it gets worse for Cello. Concedes his 4th death. And Dinoco trying to rock the tables. Not an expression, but it is now.
Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah.
Like it, but no. Anyway, we are commentators, not live music act, thank goodness.
We had one of those on yesterday, actually.
We did. I've always called him BB Nos.
Yeah, what's his name?
BB No Money. Makes sense. Like
well, that is the $sign. And
it's an S.
That's true.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. 21 Savage. 21 Money Vig. Doesn't
Savage
really work.
Garden?
Cash Vig.
Well, they're in B. They've thrown some very interesting smokes here, but Molly's done a chunk of damage. Nade 2. Hobbit Pip in the gap.
Oh. Just on the edge of that smoke.
Harass the hell out of town. Get out.
Perfect timing on the incendiary. Hobbit Spray has even found another one into the chest of the T's. It's Yell that's low, and I really feel like MIBR are about to fall victim to the same treatment.
They're going to get absolutely destroyed. Not by the clock, but by these bullets. Watch this. Flash and peek.
Anyone else? Ooh, that's a good catch. Hobbit trying to trade. They're flashed. He knows it. 15 seconds. Time's on your side. Shiro, he just has to take the first contact. If he gets one here, That bomb's not going down. Yell has potentially saved the day here, but...
They're looking for him.
Yeah, he's found the first. If he could just knock him off, and he's won the round again. They can't get it down. It doesn't matter, Bolts. Do what you want. They win the round again by virtue of the no time on the clock. Bomb not planted. 2 rounds in a row. MIBR falling victim to the clock. Never mind the bullets.
Yeah, and in all that flurry that happened with the plant being denied late in the eco round, well, there was a lot of guns held on to, right? There was a lot carried through. The loss bonus didn't get a chance for a lot of the players from MIBR to come into the bank balance, and again for Bolts. He gets to save that AWP, so Yell's smiling, but Bolts' bank balance is looking abysmal.
And of course, I didn't maybe give it enough hype as it came in. The fact that Shiro had 2 people pushing him new box, and he not only takes the frag, he has to have that moment of time to peek onto the defuse, or rather the plant. It was just, yeah, perfect counter-strike. Instantaneous decision-making, and Shiro continues to put his name in the kill feed. There it is. It's gone. SHZ. Early man advantage for gone.
Standing very, very aggressive here towards top banana. That nade dunked on the head of Cello and Yell, and that's the saved AWP. So Yell was just looking for anything he could. Already denied. Smoke Molly now to push them even further back.
They're doing the retake. He knows it. So unless the flash is perfect, which it was, he pulls the trigger onto Nafany's shoulder.
They're running through.
They want to go. They want to punish Hobbit, and he's absolutely isolated. He is on his own. They will disrespect the smoke, and he does adjust into the first 3. Sprays them down. It's only Yell. And he's got 60 seconds to try and work his magic. A missed shot over the ear of Shiro. Yell's definitely got some pizzazz. He's got some style. But Hobbit is a bit of a gamer. Can we all take a moment to appreciate his position?
Filthy angle, that one right there.
It really is. Like, if you know your muscle memory, you're going to be checking CT, then coffins, then emo, then swing new box, then oranges. You're not looking at the bloody top of fountain.
And I love a position like that because even if you miss that first or second bullet, it still feels like you're going to get that kill regardless. You'll get traded. You're definitely going to get traded, but you're good for 1. There was the opening, and, well, the closing kill onto Yell there. The guns will come out for MIBR. So Bolts, he's hamstrung here, ladies and gents. He will only be able to buy into a deagle, and this is all the economic woes that MIB have had. Not only are they on the T side, well, they've had a few rounds that have...
Was that from the drop to AWP?
Well, because he saved it, right, he didn't get the loss bonus.
Oh, yeah.
So he dropped it across to give it to his primary AWPer and hasn't been able to find much impact with that. Yell can buy, so they can have a rifle round here, MIBR, but yeah, you can see those 2 timeout rounds in a row. That's never what you want to see, and not in the fashion that they happened. Hobbit's had a lot of multi-kills early with impact pistol round, the anti-eco, the rifle round.
He's actually on 200 ADR right now. I mean, we're 6 rounds in, but that is averaging about 2 kills per round so far. It makes sense. The maths checks out with 11 kills to his name already. And taking a quick look at utility damage as well, I think that's a large contributing factor. Hobbit already with 230 damage with his utility.
That's quite nice there, isn't it? They've been harassing them a lot towards B with those nades.
They have. I mean, we just saw 100 damage inflicted onto those 2 poor boys by half wall. Let's see how this one shapes up. Shiro's nade's got a bit of topspin on it. No one going to take a point of damage. Another skeleton knife member of the gang.
Yell's actually gone glass cannon here, which tells me that they want to search for a pick. You wouldn't be going for that if you were hoping just to get it done with bodies and utility. So the standard default spread, looking for that boiler and halls control. Danoka, the newest member of this 5-man squad.
You go, Danoko.
That's the one. You think that movie was 2004 or 5?
I had a massive crush on Lindsay Lohan.
Jeez, we're really rolling back the years, aren't we?
Freaky Friday as well.
That was a banger of a movie. What, she did the Humbug one?
Jamie Lee Curtis, kind of fancied her mum too.
Yeah. Welcome to our childhood, everybody.
Yeah. Oof.
Gambit doing a good job of holding on to some extra nades here to do some damage. You can see Mollies and HEs left over. Nafany enters. They've still got full kits, and we are sub 50 seconds now.
Not again.
Sub 1 minute even.
Let's not get involved in the clock. I think the MIBR cannot afford to have the clock as a 6th man against them. They really need to try and manipulate this clock in their favor. They are walking into a trap. Nafany anti-flash. Here comes the go. They're close. He hears the pins pulled. What's his cue? Oh, just as the flashes pop, so does he. Swinging out, and it's a complete meat grinder. Just locks them out. 3 players in the right place. You can see the working. You can see the calculations as to how they plan to destabilize. Into swings on the contact from Nafany after the anti-flash. It's all gorgeous.
Yeah, someone or a player like Nafany with that impact, right? It is not the kill that he got. It is the fact that he did exactly what you're saying, drew them all into the trap. You can see 2 players coming up middle to focus on his position just for the trade. And then at that point, well, MIBR have already lost the number advantage. They're trying to get whatever they can get done. Gambit still have the power positions. And now we're 6-1.
Banging. Really cool. Exactly what you needed to see. CT Inferno looking practically flawless right now. I'm really enjoying this from Gambit.
Nafany had a lot of money. He's invested into the MP9. Looks like he wants to farm up some of these pistols, and he will get the opportunity. CZs are plenty. Tech9 and Deagle.
They've thrown the quote-unquote one-way into Apps Deep. That's Axal's magic. But I think as he sprays out, he's going to try and confirm, or at least bake them into the nades. Really is buying himself a lot of time with that. Full util set. He knows Apartments is vulnerable.
This is going to be an A execute right here. You can see MIBR with all these nades. They just want to get control of Boiler and Holes, push them back towards Pit and Sight, and then set up your set piece. So we're going to see smokes, flashes, the works come on out. Take a look at this. Still 4 smokes remaining. They have HEs as well for that bike position over towards Pit. You can see the workings here from MIBR.
You can certainly see it, but using all of their utility to great success so far. The A defenders, Inters and Exile, run out of all their util. And here comes the fight. Time for the bullets to be tested. Nades towards his position, and he already spots one. Eventually goes down. That is an AK recovered. Bolts can have a lot of impact with that. If Inters doesn't knock his head off straight away. Lurking over the smoke. A good chance. Squandered by Yell. Just one. It's only Cello. And a 1v3 with a bomb potentially to be retrieved. Shiro shatters those dreams. 7 now for Gambit. We are off to a flying start from your Katowice champions.
It's difficult to see things getting better for MIBR throughout this series. We do move into Overpass as map number 2, and the fact I'm talking about map number 2 already, I think, is indicative of the pace of this game right here. We had a fast one the other day, Alex. It felt like we were done in, I don't know how many minutes, but it was over and done with in the blink of an eye.
Sure.
We're 12 minutes into this one, already 8 rounds played.
Wow, we should keep a timer now.
We should. I might buy a stopwatch just for it.
Just for reference, you know? We do sometimes feel like the rounds are going much faster. We'll be able to gauge it a bit better.
Yeah. All right, well.
Cello! Jesus!
Oh, no.
He's so vulnerable.
Oh, no.
Ay.
They really like logs control MIBR because they love doing the boost over the top of it, and it feels like Gambit, no.
That's not a CT smoke, is it? That Nafany's just peeked around?
Could have been.
It could have very well been, but it gives him this lovely little one-way, or let me try again, one side of Banana. He can fight logs, fight the close walk-up on without being concerned about the safe spot from the molly. We'll find out. Regardless, that's 2 bodies dropped early into the piece.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look on Skybox here because it's a 3-on-5 situation, and utility aplenty again for Axial and Shiro. Look at this. A minute again, they still have full bags of nades.
Adamo. For anyone that's uninitiated, Mr. Adam Freiberg, King of Banana, getting his ode on the very map itself.
Right, we've checked the film, Alex. It was a T-smoke.
Okay, cool. So maybe just trying to put out that molly, but he takes advantage of it. And look at this. 1 high, 1 low. They ready their blunderbuss and unload.
You're not coming B, unfortunately, MIBR.
Yeah, in case you were trying to do any fancy tricks, by the way, which I know exactly what you're up to. Oh, just over the edge of the smoke. Hobbit, undeterred, calls for backup. Yeah, they run it out of time here. Hobbit has just gone for the same position. He gets another one. Just Yell, trying to clutch up. Glass cannon, 15 seconds, and Inters is in a prime position to deny all of his fun and games. You haven't got time, bro. You just haven't got time. Won't check it. Won't check all of the potential, and another one snatched away for Gambit. They're around 3.8, 3.4 on the low end. That's time for a second tactical timeout in about 13 minutes play.
Yeah, fair enough as well. A bit more history here for this MIBR roster. Yanko was touching it on the desk. Obviously, the legendary core of it got ripped out last year. These have been the boys to take it over, and they were known as Boom. Now, Phelps was part of this roster. Phelps has gone over to Godsent, another Brazilian team in Europe right now, maybe one you want to keep your eyes on. They have Taco in the mix, and then Lato, Barton, Dumau. It's actually quite the star-studded youngsters to come out of Brazil in that lineup at the moment. But MIBR is where we're turning our focus, and the reason I bring this up is because domestically speaking last year, they were owning everybody. They were the best team in Brazil, situated obviously due to the global scenario. And now since they've been in Europe, they've played 35 maps. So since they've been here, they've won 14 and they've lost 21. But considering some of the opponents, they were in the Katowice play-in. CS Summit 7 was a relatively stacked event. Blast, which is where they obviously get to go straight on in. There's big-name teams there as well. So they're doing it against the best. It's always a hard and very steep learning curve as the pistols will come out once more. And you remember we've been talking about this the last couple of days, the lack of plants for T-side. Okay, he's going to smoke spawn, and they're just going to run straight up Banana here. So flashes are ready, smoke for CT spawn as well.
So flashed, and I think Hobbit might be far enough ahead that, combined with the nade, they could be set for success.
Oh, another one.
Another one. He knows exactly what's going on.
Catch this, boys.
Yep, here they come. Nade for the retreat. It doesn't do too much damage, but Banana is given.
Double molly as well, so they can't run through that. We'll have to put the brakes on right now, MIBR. Hobbit wants to go for more frags.
Yeah, he's so ready for it. And he actually steals away two, maybe even a third. Hobbit, you massacre the MIBR boys before they can even have a voice in the round. Hobbit is chasing 20 frags. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we've seen a couple of multi-kill spray downs from Hobbit, but it is just adding up and adding up fast. That's 16 to 3.
They're not only playing like the better team here, Gambit, they're playing like the better individuals. They're not shying away from any fight. Like,
this.
You just know Banana was swarmed by pistols. Hobbit's like, yeah, I'll take the fight. Yeah, I think this might be quite the start here for MIBR. This was their map choice, right, Alex? So,
yeah, but they're being made to feel like they made a mistake picking their favorite map.
Yeah, this is rough right now.
Look at this. Another mix-up of the pace. Aggressive. So many bodies in second mid, and there is 2 overextending CTs. This is their chance now. MIBR to put a second on the board, have just to isolate Axile. Typically the pit player, this time tucked in passive, has the opportunity to play spoiler from Balk, rotate in. Hobbit, maybe unprepared for Denoco, so pushed up, and yeah, he's not ready for this at all. See you later. MIBR just 2 frags away from sealing this one. They aren't rushing it, though.
You see the barrel?
Yeah, he knows Axile.
Saw him now.
Yep, Denoco gets the info, baits him in, executes it. Great round.
All right, well, Tanaka, the new boy there, with a bit of action, and Inters should save. The money is still pretty decent over for Gambit, but no point getting ahead of yourself. The score will be 9-2. Could still walk away with a 13-2 half if they would like, and I'm sure that's what they're going to be pushing for. But just as we look here, and we're talking about the map choice and everything like that, it's so difficult to pick a map against Gambit, considering if you just take a look at their record, right? Now their record has been slowly coming up and up as they made their way up through the tier 3s, tier 2s, obviously the tier 1s at Katowice. But this year, just 2021 alone. On Mirage, they're undefeated. They played it 3 times, so you're not going to pick Mirage.
No.
Vertigo, MIBR removed because Gambit are pretty good on it. They have a 90% win rate on that one this year. 70% on Overpass, 66 on Train, 60 on Inferno, and Dust 2 is actually the lowest for this Gambit roster on 57%.
But the Gambit Dust 2 I had at the tip of my tongue as one of their scary maps.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? So when you consider all of those maps right there and what you could have picked into if you're MIBR, you were doomed if you do, doomed if you don't. And they've gone with Inferno. Yanko mentioned it was a map that teams were targeting against Gambit before Katowice. It's one of their weaknesses. It doesn't feel so weak right now as you get a bit of a look at Bolt's, probably one of the more well-known Brazilian names in this MIBR roster. But guns are out again. Buy is good for Gambit. How can MIBR change things up? Yell very fast.
Yeah, straight up and denied. Shiro's incendiary forces him out. Does fire off a shot. CTs react to the AWP presence on A and in fact have very quickly this elasticity to their defense. It's very visible.
Lots of pressure on mid right now. 4 players over towards A from Gambit to deal with this. Nafany's playing trash. Shiro over towards Library. Inters and Axile have a sight and pick Crossfire. So if MIBR want to make any swift moves, they will run into 4, and probably a good thing. So they're quite scared of Hobbit over towards B right now. Yell is searching through apps.
Well, I think he's got himself a chance here. Oh, just like the first time. Up mid, thought he had a chance. Flames arrived. Nafany, his patience to be tested here. Oh no! Denoco was staring at him the whole time.
Now they know that Nafany's there, right? So that might think, or let them think that B's a bit weaker in rotation. Shiro's actually over there with the AWP. So if they fall into that trap, there'll be 2 huge names.
But Hobbit constantly trying to find a gap. We had him explaining, actually, I think I watched a video where we were talking about B defense on Inferno. We're giving like some tips. And he was saying that he does throw that smoke deliberately with a gap on that right side just to hold it when you are...
Cheeky one-way.
Yeah, I mean, the people just, you don't realize it. Even at the pro level, you don't realize the assumptions you make based on sound cues.
Uh-oh. He's got a lot of space here.
Super amount of space. I think Exile's heard that though. And now as he drops off, he's got to hit the flick. It's too much. Inters reacts for him. Flash on short to delay, 8 seconds. They're running out of time here. Inters can spoil it all. 1 frag is all it takes. And yes, again, the clock is the worst enemy. Gambit snatch away 3. 10 total, 3 frags for Inters and another timeout. We are only 12 rounds in and 3 timeouts deep for MIBR. They are scrambling for an answer.
Yeah, I don't know how they can respond so late in these scenarios. And it's not to any fault of their own. It's they have mid control. then they get flashed. So then they've just lost all that territory after dumping so much utility early. You can see late Gambit always have a flash or a molly, something to make these pushes a little bit more awkward. And there's Inters. 11 kills for him. He's traditionally the lowest rated player for Gambit. He's the supportive element of the team here. And finding some impact early. Still in their boot camp house, the lovely orange walls in the background. Oh, I'd get out there and repaint that one. I'd get a nice big Gambit star.
Can you imagine being the painting team that's just, you know, probably 50 years ago. But
you want some orange, do you?
Cracking open the, like, beetroot orange. Beetroot orange.
Yeah, it's a strange
it's
color.
Damn orange beetroot.
It's real strange color.
Watch out for them.
It's an anomaly.
Yeah.
Okay, back underway we go. MIBR, not the best of buys. Yell AWP again. Danoko onto the Galil. Lack of utility for SHZ.
Shiro taking a little bit more of an aggressive stance, holding for the bedroom push, and he was unable to be...
Oh, watch this swing. Here it comes.
Connected.
Hello.
Yeah, Inters has got a chance, and him and Shiro, with their powers combined, have once again bested MIBR's mid-pounce. Shiro just holding it with his deagle. He does miss the incendiary, so Boiler able to move just a little more. But they've deterred them so well at Banana that now you're trying A, and even that feels near impossible.
And there's no pressure over towards B whatsoever. So at this point, Nafany's boosted up. Hobbit has all the time in the world. All that pressure is on short right now. Gambit aren't to know this, but once again, they have decent utility. Axel still with a smoke, still with a HE, still with a flash. Inter's nearby, a molly and a flash. Shiro's got a flash to assist if they come up short. They have all the nades they need, 50 seconds left. And they're actually walking into the AWPer. This comes down to Yell winning this duel.
Just the two of them now. Disconnected, unable to access the site. There's always util. It feels like they've just got nades by the bucket and spade. Exile doesn't even need the help of his teammate. He does catch them both on the advance. It's looking all too easy for Gambit. They've been able to bring any possible weapon they desire into the fray again and again. See this crossfire on Shiro, started on short, and eventually just locking it down. And this is where Exile just steps in. He finds that moment when it's perfect to swing on that balcony. And Inters wasn't even needed at all. Taking a look at the scores, you can see how fast those rounds have spiraled out of control.
One plant.
Losing their duels a lot. Yeah, one plant. But just across the board, it seems that in the one-on-ones across the map, Gambit have been coming up trump. Got obviously Hobbit. He's been having 1v3s, just spraying down multiples when they come towards his site. Round 14, though, of our first map today. Starting off a new group.
Well, max loss bonus has been in play for some time in this game, but MIBR will force in again. You can see a little bit left over for Cello, SHZ, and Yell. AK and Galil for Bolts and Danoko, and down mid, Shiro peaks. And SHZ sits him down. That is a huge shot right there.
Yes, indeed. Quite the scalp.
Well, the AWP just got blown further up mid-wall by a CT nade.
Yeah. Danoko's not taking it, but he's been caught as he catches Inters. Okay, interesting turn of events. Let you piece this one together, Chad. Smokes deep on Banana, so their plans will be foiled. And Hobbit actually taking the initiative. He's pushing down solo. He's not afraid. Oh, Cello spotted in mid as well. Nafany recovering the AWP to fill the arch void. Hobbit's so close. Trying to play spoiler here. Surely not pushing. Surely not pushing. Oh, he is! And he's ruined it! A double kill snatches the advantage away from MIBR.
Oh, 2-on-2 now. They can pick either site. Rotation coming in. Axial's left the site, gone over towards Arch.
Is he fully rotating?
He might want to try and get his eyes on mid, but where he is right now, oh, they're walking towards him with the bomb.
This could be everything. Perfect, perfect little off angle. It's just SHZ, and he's gone too. Axile, double back-to-back rounds, triple kill.
Oh, okay. Well, that was one of the best rounds it looked like MIBR have had in the game this entire time.
Can you believe the move Hobbit went for in a 2v3?
I think at this moment,
3v3.
Anything Hobbit's doing is bloody fantastic, isn't it? The decisions this guy's making, he always seems to find himself in the right place, right time, multiple kills.
Yeesh.
Yeah, well, this is the thing you and I were talking about before we started this series, was Hobbit has actually been here and experienced what Gambit experienced the other day with the Snow Sweet Snow situation before. He was part of the Gambit roster that won the PGL Major back in 2017.
Ooh,
Shiro's gone down first again.
Couple of early deaths for Shiro. Bit more liberal with his pushes.
Yeah, taking a few more risks. Why not? Scoreline 12-2. It's hard to come back from this for MIBR. We always talk about the pistol, cliche, you need that to turn it around, but a third round would be nice, a bit of extra confidence going into the final round of, or the final half of Inferno here. The utility is very, very low right now. MIBR with 1 minute and 15 left on the clock have 2 smokes and a Molotov. That's it. So they're going to have to hit some shots, which will keep them more silent, playing more of a contact-based setup.
I've been really impressed by the timing on a lot of the util of these A players. Last time they were trying to do an apps pop, it was Axile with flashes, incendiaries, and even smokes, just to completely separate and segregate. At the moment, though, it doesn't seem like they're in a position to do so. Yell responsible for the banana push. And Inters and Axile, here they go. Denoco opens up one. Axile considerably contributes. But a man disadvantaged. They know the B defenders remain. They confirm and call the site clear. A safe plant as well. This should be that third, as you discussed.
They should be on high alert for this retake, though, MIBR.
Oh, definitely.
Like, if this is the round to not let it slouch.
Nafny does deny all of that app's presence. It's SHZ who can peek out perfectly to convert. And only Hobbit. Yes, a fantastic first half from him, but I think the 1v3 a little too tall of an order. Given to him by SHZ. No time for this. He's identified another one. God, he's so threatening. He's so scary. Finally, he goes down, but I don't even know if they feel like they won that. 12, ladies and gentlemen. It's MIBR's map pick, and it's not looking great. We'll be right back to continue the first game of Group C.
Hey Future Pros, are those pesky T's rushing banana literally every round? Well, if your teammates really are Future Pros, then this nade combo should help shut down your rushing counterparts. For this, you'll need a total of 3 Future Pros, 2 incendiaries, 2 smokes, and 2 HEs and a flash. Let's break this down. Future Pro number 1. Your job is to throw the deep smoke and incendiary the close push. Do this by lining up with this point and then run through your smoke. The close incendiary doesn't really have a specific lineup, just bank it off the wall and make sure it's close to the choke. Future Pro number 2. Your job is to throw the deep molly. To do this, simply run to the corner of this wall, crouch down and throw the incendiary while aiming at the top left side of the wall. Future Pro number 3. Your role is mainly just a backup player. You can sit in this spot holding a flash. If you aim along this line of the antenna, you can flash the whole of banana without affecting your teammates. However, be ready to sprint to A if your teammates call any T aggression on that side of the map. Now that banana has been blanketed in flames, both Future Pro number 1 and number 2 can throw their HEs. You can choose to double nade tree or double nade the entrance to banana. That choice is yours. Once the HEs have been thrown, Future Pro 2 can throw their smoke at the entrance to banana, locking the Ts out for even longer. From here, you can send one of you to push down banana while your teammates rotate over to A. There are many options at this point depending on the situation, so don't make the wrong call.
Gambit heading into the T side of Inferno. Now this is MIBR's pick, and think as hard as you can, Cello. It's not been pretty. Smiles certainly leaning one way rather than the other. MIBR looking to defend their honor on their map with 3 to play with. It's not going to be easy. They have to do better than Gambit did on their defense. 12 posted. And I've got Chad Sponge Birchall here to provide the insight. I'll be making the squeaks and the shouts. We are ready to get our second half started. A lot of util on Hobbit, having a great game so far, at least just in the pure fragging department. I'll be interested to see if that carries over to the attack.
I'm curious about these 2 decoys, one for Axial, one for Hobbit. Now, if they use them to fake out and bait out some utility, I get it. Otherwise, I'm going to be very curious to see where they land them.
Smoke CT early.
Very, very fast stuff here.
Cello tucking in. 1xBet believes Gambit has it. Cello trying to change minds and puts bullets into 2 of them. 3 of them. Cello locking them down. A nade already on Hobbit, rocking his world. And there's a clean headshot. Make it 4. Cello announces his presence in the server.
Quick way to shrug off the first half right there, picking up a hugely important pistol round. Let's see how many MIBR can string together off the back of that. Not only is that going to be a confidence booster on the scoreline, it's going to be for Cello as well, who you heard me talking about before being the highest rated player for MIBR in their stint in Europe. Lovely shots here, not panicking and taking down Hobbit. So it will be the force buy straight back from Gambit. They want to close this one as quickly as it started. Tech-9s for all 5.
Haven't seen that in a while.
No, it's vintage, retro. It's light banana utility here. So not a fast play from Gambit. Something you might expect with the Tech-9s. Looks like they want to garner some control first, and Banana will be on the menu for that. Nafany setting up a flash here to allow them to push on in. And well, as Hobbit calls it clear, that flash isn't needed. Up towards the half wall, nobody's home. They can save that utility for the BX.
Hello, he wants info and he gets nothing. Wants to clear it out, and they do so with ease. Cello and Bolts trying to keep the wolf from the door. If Bolts goes down, there's a problem. Danoko late on the rotate. They find him. Axile with such big contributions. CT's already smoked. Danoko, what are you doing? Don't test the water like that. Throws his body through the smoke, and Nade does tag one up. Through now on the rotate. S8Z is there, but so is the bomb plant. Gambit making this one competitive. They've got 2 smokes to buy time. There's one of them. Danoko, if he can open up the account through coffins, it's going to make the round a whole lot easier. There's 2 of them there now.
Oh, great flash.
Sets his team up for success. Axel still has a smoke. Danoko trying to be held at bay. Finally, he bests them. Nafany falls. Time ticking. They don't have a kit, Chad. They don't have a kit, and Axel's caught another one. Shiro swings out for contact, and it's all on to SHZ. 10-second defuse. Shiro survival integral. He's done it with the dink. SHZ has to get away, and Gambit respond with a round in response straight into the second half. They get their 13th.
Oh, Shiro goes down. They couldn't get further enough away, and SHZ just survives 2 HP. That was a chaotic round right there. You could see what Gambit were trying to do. As the push came out from Cello, Hobbit was like, I can hear him. Everyone just hide. As soon as they swung wide, that gave them the opportunity to isolate those fights. No way out of Banana, stuck at sandbags, wanting to help your teammate.
Axel, dude.
Yeah, he was ferocious with this Tech-9. The Dug. Really, really potent in those close ranges. And that Goosh, that's probably more than enough. SHZ gets out. The force buy back from MIBR. Gambit buy in on their own.
Well, that's a quick changing of the power dynamic, isn't it? Cello gets a 4K on the pistol, and immediately Hobbit and his Gambit cronies once again seize control. They want to finish this one quickly. Cello to change the dialogue. Tucked in. They just want to flash and go? Yeah, they do.
Smokes.
Smoke CT and just charge on in. Cello, oh, brilliant. With the Tech-9, no less. The flashes do suppress, but they're in. Shiro into Zaxal, doing everything they can. Shift the odds back in their favor. They have the sight, they have some util, and they've got the better weapons. Crazy shots and a push through the smoke. Danoko catches them. Still not a guarantee. Axel can change things, as can Shiro, both healthy. Can't say the same for MIBR, and the 60 seconds thrust onto the clock, so this one's going to shape up interestingly. Oh, Bolts! Aggression rewarded. A second found. Shiro clutching up. He's got one more, but a yell with his scout just in the right place at the right time. And we are still up for debate as to who's going to take control of the start here in the second half.
Yeah, forced by Wars. Do Gambit want to go again, stand tall, staunch on up and see if they can fight, because Cello just gave us a CT-sided Tech-9 highlight. Not one we're used to. I'll give you the hot tip on that.
True, true.
Delivering in a big way right there. So Cello the key on, pissed around the key on the force buy. Shiro almost doing what he does best, clutching it out. He'll fall. And Gambit, well, they'll buy back in. Deagles,
Oh, Lord.
250s, lighter utility this time round. So more of a heavy approach over towards second mid. Bomb there. Bullets downrange and Banana. Hobbit doesn't want to cop too many of those in the early stages. Just peering his little hands out. Looks like it wants to be an A explode right now, but this Hall smoke will deny that. Force Gambit to go a little bit slower. Hobbit just dealing with Banana to make sure they can't push the whole way. Shiro even with top mid control, so just his presence alone will force out a bit of utility and push MIBR back into more of a site-centric setup. Here comes the explode.
Yeah, trying it, testing the A players now. Cello passed his test, and it seems SHZ is having no issues. Denoco supports. Deagle headshot keeps it slightly more competitive, but yeah, the bomb's lost as it is the round. Gambit losing their men. Nothing more to be said about that one. So MIBR have jostled for control, and they've won it out.
Yeah, force by wars are over. All over Red Rover. Will just be the save from Gambit here, and should be the 7th for MIBR. Couple of MP9s left over, so if they want to make this one fast for us, Alex, we might see something aggressive down mid, down Banana. But remember what we said and what we were talking about with Hobbit, talking about the aggression of MIBR. It's felt like we've seen more aggression on their CT side, and we've only had a couple of rounds played, than we did on their T side. They were relatively tempered with their aggression and pace on the T side MIBR. This is a full eco, nothing invested whatsoever for Gambit, and a lot of them spotted. So Yell's going to be on the blower right there. Smoke's just channeling them around the map. Hall's denied, mid denied, back towards Banana, where there is a smoke deep. Fading now, the molly in its place. They overrun Cello here, you know.
They'd
there
love
is a world if they take him down early with these Glocks.
Yeah, I don't know if that nade is willing, though. Nade. And Glocks falling. They are isolating him. Bolt has rotated in. This would be the next man they'd have to find. And you've only got a pistol. Axile, the last man standing. They assume and close the gap. And he does find one more, making it as costly as he can. Bolt passes the test. MIBR 7, Gambit 13. Back into the AKs now.
Yeah, it took down about, what, 6 grand worth of investment right there with 2 kills. Armor, utility, the light weaponry. So the rebuy from MIBR, it's going to hurt. Oh, they've still got stacks of cash on Cello going forward. Actually, I say stacks, never mind.
Stacks on stack.
Very little amounts right now. AWP for Yell. Same can't be said for Shiro. 13-7, round 21. Gambit, how many more do they need? Deep smoke from Yell. 3 players towards top Banana to control and corral. And Gambit, they don't want to look in here, right? They don't want to fight. They don't want to try and extinguish mollies. They're not putting pressure on. They're just allowing them to throw out their smokes, mollies, all of their goodies. Oh, and Hobbit is forward. Hobbit is burning, and Hobbit is just burnt to a crisp. Bolts with an absolute freebie right there.
He seemed a bit surprised about that one.
Yeah. Bit of an odd death there.
I mean, it's a kill. Every kill counts. This time, an early man advantage for MIBR. This by virtue of the flame.
Lots of mid-control here for MIBR. So they had top Banana. They've maintained mid-control. Nade just there onto Axel. That's where the damage came from. He's selling a fake, keeping him busy. Just walking into B again.
Yeah, trying it. It's very Russian of them.
A pop flash and go and explode here is great.
Oh, Cello does so well to turn the flash, and he finds the impact he needed to. Shiro trying to keep it competitive. It's only Axile. Another one in the sight. Wasn't ready for that. Bolt boosted up to success. There you have it. Another for MIBR. And Gambit starting to have a couple of cracks visible in their assault.
Indeed, indeed. I think right there, they weren't aware of another player on site. Traditionally for MIBR, it is Bolts and Cello playing that B defense. So when you see the names pop up in the feed, usually gives you an indication if there's any more players to look for. Denoco on that rotation, he's the swingman. SHZ is the pit and Hall's anchor, and Yell, he plays a lot with the AWP wherever he gets the spawn. Top Banana, arch side mid, porch side mid. It's the role of the rifler who's doing more of the rotating here. And it'll be another slow one from Gambit. So this would just be a chance for them to have a breath, because you're right, this has gone quite quick. We found ourselves at what is likely a 13-9 scoreline. after what was a very, very dominant first half, and MIBR are bouncing back and battling into this. So as they come alive with round after round, we haven't seen Gambit have a convincing gun round just yet. Could be some problems, could be some issues. So this is a great time to do it. Just allow your players to breathe, refocus.
Yeah, hit a deagle headshot, remind your squad mates what you're capable of. Get those crosshairs placed to perfection. But they've been trying a lot of these, how would I describe it? Gambit-esque T rounds where it's a flash and a smoke and a go and an element of surprise trying to pluck the gap and force a save. We just haven't seen those frags come in cleanly yet. And clean from Yell. Oh, yes.
Classic
it is
setup, that one.
dreamy. And only Axile, every time I say that, he always finds one. This time not to be. And we've got ourselves a competitive looking scoreline now. That is the power of the CT side of Inferno. It seems like teams have really refined the util sets. It does really nullify a lot of the kind of cheese maneuvers the T sides used to get away with.
Yeah, and if Gambit don't want to extinguish Molotovs and Banana there, that means they're just going to have to give up control in the early stages. And it feels like when they give up that control, MIBR are playing a 1-4 setup. They leave Cello towards top Banana to jump peak. We've seen that a few times already. And then bolster the defense with Bolts rotating over to help that arch side. So this is probably something that Gambit are going to want to take advantage of. You either do like a late pounce onto Cello and hope that you can trade in 1-for-1, beat that rotation, or when you're putting pressure on A in the early stages, see if you can catch it in one of the rounds where MIBR just play 2 players defending A.
What would be the response, and this is straight up just Counter-Strike lessons with Alex and Chad, what would happen, or how would you acquire presence on A like long? Like, I can't help but feel like you could really ruin a lot of the thing. The A players are going to have to plan their feet if you have presence long. Cello's going to be worried about a B flank. It's a great way to pop onto him.
Well, a lot of teams do it late after they've got top mid control with that halfway smoke on the arch side. You see it landing in front of that little tree.
Yeah, like someone Boiler just like underhands it and suddenly you don't know. You don't know what's long. You have to stay, keep your feet planted. The Rap A is a threat. And then you can slap into the B site with the underutilized. It's Bolts actually this time, not Cello. 4 leaning A as Chad has highlighted. And
they're really loving this though. So they're putting so much pressure to deny mid control here. And nothing on B again, but every time Gambit have snaked their way at Banana and then exploded, you're right, they have been dealt a dud hand. Quiet scene, so now a smoke over towards arch side. It doesn't negate anything, so they haven't actually achieved mid control here. It's still all eyes on from MIBR. They can see nothing top mid, nothing's fighting Boiler, and now they're even using utility to indicate exactly that. So Nafni will get a good idea, but Axial, he can ruin all of this.
Oh, he's burning, forces the fight. Oh, SHZ gets away, spots one Boiler though. And Yell peeking in for the punish. Well, it's going to keep the feet planted, and Gambit haven't progressed too far up onto B. They're trying now, and oh, schmoly, we've lost him. Cello's gone. This gets awkward now. It's only Bolts. Yell desperately sprinting towards the site. The util confirms his suspicions. They are hitting it. High flash. Good damage if they can convert on the swing. He loses his life. Just 3 on the CT side now, and Yell, he's well ahead of the pack. Straight through the smoke. Nafany's unloaded his mag. Shiro's caught the flank, and just like that, the 14th is found.
It's all Hobbit.
Yeah,
Can't
again.
put it any other way. That makes sense. Oh, SHZ, you're not going to be able to save that one. Look how fast Shiro was. He even dropped the AWP to make that one happen.
Can he get it in time?
I think Nafany picked it up for him. So lucky Nafany's a nice little teammate. We'll drop it across and they get the AWP back. But MIBR have enough money to buy again. Yell's already purchased him with an AWP, and they're also operating with a double AWP setup. Is that what I saw? Or was Yell dropping a gun? No, just one AWP. But that shot right there, you're questioning, why is Cello crossing? They already have a player in sight. I think they were expecting a B execute. You want to make sure you're trying to have both players in the B site to defend, so that gives your rotators enough time. And just caught in the open there, that death undoing the round for MIBR. 14-9, just 2 for Gambit now. How do MIBR respond to this one? 3 players top Banana, and Yell searching with the AWP. Dangerous stuff here. Very dangerous. Oh yeah, close utility right now, so Hobbit knows that they're towards the half wall. Takes a peek of his own, and just simply flash and nade them back. Have no option but conceding right here. Bolts is out of utility already. Cello almost the same, a smoke and a flash, that's it.
On balcony, lands.
Oh!
It's actually a pretty great wallbang to force Yell off short, and this is long tested. Danako confirms they've lost it. Util forced out of the CTs very early, but they continue to force the issue. Danako desperate for info. High flashes again. He wants to take this space.
He can't fight that anymore.
No way. No way. Without the flashes, doing it dry, it's a risk.
30 seconds left now. Gambit have to make a move.
And Nafany's going to sell this even more.
They're both in B side, though. This is not an easy take a B. No way.
No, they can wrap. They're going to have to. 20 seconds. Yell confirms nothing middle. Inter's wrapping towards B. Bolts and Cello. They can ruin it all.
15.
Time is on their side.
Oh!
Inter's is on Gambit's biggest frag all the way from CT. And now Cello, he has to play spoiler. He couldn't find the head. It's just enough time to plant. And I mean just. Okay, Axile. Not going to get his weapon out in time. My lord, though.
Poor Yell.
Poor soul.
Oh, all right. Well, Gambit keeping their cool and not dropping around in similar fashion to MIBR in the first, and this should be it.
Yeah, but I mean, that was the tightest of margins. That could have been a 10th for MIBR. We could be seeing a very different state of affairs financially.
This shot here from Inter
here it is.
Big. Oof. First bullet.
Sit down, dude. Sit down.
Good stuff. And this one here is the weird one, right? He jumps around the...
They both bolt their weapon at the same time. Had his knife out a little too long there. Yell does go down. Molly, that will force them off the boost. Okay, no, the smoke keeps him safe. Oh, a weird exchange. Hobbit, eventually does go down. A war of attrition is won by MIBR.
Oh, this might be a chance for MIBR.
Is his weapon retrievable?
Not right now.
Might be in Inter's interested. Get rid of that rifle.
Axial has 3 to deal with. Look how close they are up towards Boiler Room. So if they push it all for info, Axial can be the difference maker.
The half-wall tag, that smoke delaying any processes they were going to go through.
Here's the push.
Axile in a very powerful lurk.
Oh, they're dropping back. Okay. Well, they need to maintain information somewhere, and they don't have any banana right now. They've just given up mid-wall info, so there's a window of about 10 seconds before we think the T's can take it back. Nafany leading the charge, and there it is. Danoka going for the over-rotation, so it's false info right now for MIBR.
And they are completely silently up mid. Yell with only the Deagle. SHZ, MP9. And Danoka now getting his bloody running shoes on. He realizes it's a mistake. He's going to try and contest with Nafany, but he's already slipped the net. He's up long and now, and exposed. SHZ, a clean frag. Nafany can't adjust. Danoka does knock the head off of one. A chance for Yell, squandered. Axile does find him as well. It's Bolts to keep it competitive, swinging out before the smoke blooms. Oh, and now it's Axile before the smoke blooms. He finds another just before vision is denied. And Gambit now, as this bomb ticks away, it's only Cello to deny the potential for a lost map. MIBR's pick. No kit, 30 HP. This one spells trouble. TROUBL and an E. It's over. Axile confirms it. Gambit. That's a warning shot across the bow. MIBR will have to defend